Oh, you're good. Just in time. All right, Anjali, you ready? Okay. Well, let's welcome everyone out tonight for us. This is a special Planning Commission meeting. And we're going to get started with the Pledge of Allegiance offered by our own Anjali.
Oh my. Follow me in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So I had to pick on Anjali because this may very well be our last Planning Commission meeting with her.
Oh, found out official today. My last day is the 28th.
The last day is the
So we'll be
28th.
here next week.
So if we have a meeting next week,
We have a meeting
do we have anything scheduled for next week?
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, yes, we do.
So next week will be Anjali's last meeting with us, unfortunately. So she will be moving on.
You're making a getaway, huh?
So let's get started with our regular items, beginning with item number 1, an approval of minutes for the meeting dated June 20th.
Move to approve those minutes for June 20th.
Second.
Okay, we have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Moving on. Item number 2, this is a vacate water and utility easement. Looking for a recommendation. What do you got for us, Mr. Drew?
Brent Drew with Development Team LLC. I see I have a different title for each one of these. So when we built the subdivision here called the Cliffs at Sunrise, there used to be a water line that the city had that ran through all this property, then went up to the lake on the hill. That has been moved into the roads here. And so we're just asking that the city vacate. And Jonathan, I know that line has probably been moved a little bit more to give you more room there. Is that correct, since we talked at project review?
Yeah, the legal description has been changed
Right.
a little bit, yeah, based
Give you a few
on,
more feet.
based
So-
on discussion and project review, yeah.
Because the city's retaining right now the easement there for what they still have some valves and that in the ground, but we're asking it to be vacated through there and through the lots so that we can move on selling those 2 lots that it runs through.
So you're saying that they're going to retain, the city's retaining a small
Yeah.
easement, but
So
we're
just west of Cove Drive, the city's gonna retain a section
Had the
there.
button going.
okay. I just want to make sure I was clear on. I was reading the
Who's that?
minutes from
There it
sketch.
is.
and so
Yeah, so that little section right there.
that section there will retain. Okay.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, there's no utilities, no plans for.
No, we've moved it all into the road, so.
Yeah, the water line's been moved out into the road now. I did contact all the utilities. There's one utility that I haven't heard back from, that's CenturyLink.
I'm not going to say anything.
So-
Half of us haven't heard from them in 5 years.
How do you do the dial-up sound?
So, Jonathan, do you have any issues with vacating this, or
No,
no?
no, we don't have any issues because, like I said, all the utilities have been moved out into the new roadways.
Okay.
And that was always the intent because this easement encumbers, about 2 or 3 lots there. And so they're getting ready to build on one of the lots, and they'd like to get this easement vacated so they can start building. But the person at CenturyLink will be back from vacation later this week, so I'll follow up with him. So this still needs to go on to city council, so I'll make sure that we get that approval as
Okay.
it goes to city council. But
Okay.
I have contacted all the other utilities, and they're fine with vacating it.
All right, great.
Can we get CenturyLink to vacate their property over here?
I know.
Which property is that?
It's an eyesore.
Center Street on University.
Oh, the old communications building or whatever, what does it say? Yeah.
So attractive. I don't know what it houses, but I.
Oh, I know.
It houses copper wire.
Lots of copper wire.
Sorry
That's
about
it.
that. Side trip.
Yeah.
So I would make a motion for a positive recommendation of the vacating the water and utility easement at 1,000 South, 2350 West.
Go ahead.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Thank you.
I'm here for the next
So
one.
you're here for the next one. All right, so item number 3, this is a road dedication at 1211 North, 5300 West.
Switch hats.
I'm Brent Drew with Port 15, Utah.
Wait a
So,
Just changed hats.
Uh-huh.
so
We need at least a wardrobe change from now on.
American Packaging came in, we did a minor lot subdivision. We brought this to project review, and usually when you do a minor lot, you run the road dedication right along with it. Somehow from our side, we dropped having the road dedication continue with the minor lot. So we're here because they're going to try to be, well, they're gonna have their open house on August 1st. So we're pushing this through. The road is dedicated from where you cross the rail and then go to this part where you turn off to go to GoX right here. But this is all in with curb gutter and sidewalk, even though they weren't supposed to put sidewalk in, but it's there. And so that's all in, so we're dedicating from that point to there with the road that's already in place.
So is there sidewalk, not that this matters for this, but is there sidewalk then from this, where it started back down to the railroad?
Yes, which, you know,
Yes, so there is sidewalk everywhere now.
right, and you know, the hardest thing is there's such a complication out there because the railroad doesn't want people walking in this area, so
Yep.
it's.
Well, I remember, didn't the city recently,
Yeah, we
you guys
changed-
took,
Yeah,
yeah,
changed the
we
ordinance.
took this off as one of the places
Yeah.
where you don't have to have a sidewalk.
No, I just got bawled out already by the railroad about that, and I said, well, we'll just make it only for their employees to walk during breaks or something, but anyway,
Just put a stop sign, it'll be fine.
that's right, don't walk past here.
All right, staff, do we have any concerns with that item?
No concerns. This has been reviewed by staff and it's ready for approval.
Okay.
It's already
Commission?
in, so.
You don't want to make him rip out the sidewalk?
Um,
Oh, he's
No.
thinking about it.
If you do that, it's American Packaging, not me.
He thought about it. All right. Commission, do we have a?
Yeah, he hesitated.
I'll make a motion. Is that what you're looking for?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to, for the road dedication at 1211 North, 5300 West, Port Road at Port 15.
For a positive recommendation?
Positive.
Okay.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. No more, Brent, are you done? All right, just making sure.
He doesn't have any more hats in his back pocket. He's-
All right, moving on. Item number 4, this is another road dedication. This is 1900 South and Old Highway 91.
Yes. So this is part of our Middleton Trail, well, our,
Say your name.
oh yeah, Dave Clark, Platt and Platt. It's been a minute since I've been here,
It's been a
so,
minute.
you know,
Yes, it
I-
has.
thank you for having this meeting for us. That was kind of what was
Are you the
driving-
guys that spurred this meeting? All right,
Partly.
as long as
So-
it was just you. If it
And,
was Dave, I'd, or,
yeah, well, you know, we try. We're just trying to keep everybody happy. So this is part of our Cedar Trails RDO. This is exactly the way we proposed it in the RDO. So we're dedicating 1900 South. That will be an access road with an island,
Is that a roundabout?
and that's a roundabout.
Oh, boy.
That is a roundabout. And it's plenty wide to accommodate as much traffic as the city will ever put on a 66-foot road. So, that's my story.
why
The-
a roundabout?
Ken Middle, because it was shown on the Cedar Trails master plan that was done in 2006. There's 2 or 3 of them going down through there. And we just kept them, and the owners like it.
Okay.
So that's why.
Just
They're the
curious.
ones paying for it.
Yeah,
Just curious.
yeah, that's
Just
why.
curious, is it a 1 or 2 lane roundabout? Like, is it wide enough that it'll be 2 lanes?
It'll be a 1 lane because it's a 66-foot road.
Okay.
And then the tie-in going out to Highway 91 is a 1 lane road. So it'll
One
be,
lane
it'll
each
be,
direction.
it'll be a single lane, but we'll, you know, we're working on the construction, well, we haven't started on the construction drawings yet, but we'll put the widened apron like they've done in Enoch, so that if bigger trucks try to go around it, they're not destroying the landscaping, so.
Isn't this where most of the construction vehicles will come
That's
in
what I
and
was
out
thinking.
too, during construction?
Yeah.
Cool.
So you guys can test it out.
We
see how it
can.
works out.
We
Yeah,
can.
we'll see if it survives construction.
That's right. Well,
survives
maybe
construction,
they
it'll survive
won't even
Boulevard.
pave it until after they get part of their construction done. I mean, it'll be all part of the same project, but we'll see what happens.
That's right. All right, staff, everything look good on this one?
Yeah, this looks good. We've reviewed this and everything looks good. I've looked at the diameter of the roundabout and it meets the criteria. It's a 200-foot diameter. So for a single lane roundabout, it can range from 130 feet up to 200 feet. So they're definitely at the high end, which is good, which leaves plenty of room for trucks to get through there, which is always a concern, but, yeah, this should work well. And then they're showing that road dedication the way it shows on the master plan. So everything looks good.
Awesome.
One thing is we still need to get, and I should have mentioned this on the previous one, we still do need to get the Mylar. Okay.
Yes. Now, the reason we did not plot the Mylar is because this was under contract, and I wasn't sure of what the ownership was going to be called. It's called Royal Oaks on the Green LLC is the new owner, and so that's why the owner's dedication is blank. They just closed on it this week, so they'll be the ones doing the dedication, and so I'll get that updated and we'll get you the Mylar.
Okay. Yeah, and this needs to go on to city council anyway, so we'll
Right,
just
and that's
leave
gonna be
that.
next week, right?
Yes. Yeah, it'll be next week.
Okay.
Send it, send it to me ASAP.
If we can get the Mylar, yeah, we need the Mylar.
Oh, yeah, I'll get it to you.
Also, one other thing, and I don't know, maybe this is a question for Randall. Randall, how far along in this process? I'm related to the Middletons, so I have no part of this project. It's my cousin's, but so I don't know if I need to always say that or if I've done it once, I'm good from now on. And these are just going to keep coming. This project.
Well, then the Middletons don't own it anymore, so
Well, that part.
Yeah,
didn't.
as I
You're
say,
right.
I don't even, other than the name carried on, I don't even think there's
Okay.
really a connection at all. If in doubt, always disclose, but at
Okay.
this point, I don't know what else you have to disclose.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Commission, do we have any questions or do we have a recommendation we want to make?
Move for a positive recommendation of the road dedication. Approximately 1900 South, Old Highway 91.
Second?
All right. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Item number 5. This is a minor lot subdivision. Says it's simple, so if it's not simple, we're kicking you out.
okay.
Yeah, it's approximately 1900 South Old Highway 91.
So this is, I try to make this as simple as possible. These are the, on our Cedar Trails, RDO, and the zone change that we brought through, we have the commercial corridor, which is centered on that road. So this is commercial, and so that'll be 2 commercial lots that are being basically created by the road dedication. And then the remainder parcel, this is an apartment complex lot for apartments. And this is the low density. There is a commercial portion of it right down in this corner. But in order to keep this as a simple minor lot, this back piece had to have 200 feet of frontage. And so when they do, and this will be probably in the next month or so, I'll bring in a plan to do the 18, basically 1/2 to 2 acre lots that we're going to put up on that hill. And that'll include a road dedication to tie into the roundabout, but that you don't need for this. This is just creating these 4 development parcels so that they can get their financing all in place for their apartments and then, move into this low density stuff, and that's the plan.
Okay.
So as of now, everything we're looking at is one parcel,
Yes,
and we're making it 4.
yes.
All right. Commission, we have any questions?
All in accordance with the RDO.
And it all matches the RDO exactly, and the zone change that we did a month ago to get the parcels all zoned appropriately.
Well, yeah, I guess the one thing is the parcel lines don't necessarily follow the pod lines currently.
They don't, because the pod lines go to the center of the road. That's the only difference. So we've taken the road out of the 2 east parcels, and then we've taken the road out of the 2 west parcels. So that's why, yeah, the legal descriptions are different because of the road dedication.
Is that an issue with the RDO?
I don't
No, because that was the
see
plan
that as
all
an
along.
issue, yeah. I mean,
That was
these
the
are all
plan all
master
along.
plan roads. I
See,
don't,
the way the RDO is set up is our densities are
Yeah.
based on the gross area.
Right.
But then when we come in to build, it's based on zoning allowances.
Right.
yeah,
So-
your density will actually go down.
Well, and essentially, the
Right.
RDO line is a line, and a road is 66 foot wide. So that's all you're saying is 33 feet of that RDO line went to one side and the other went to the other side.
Yep.
Okay.
So even, but the squiggly line, as I'll call it, even
Yep.
that matches up with the RDO.
Yep.
Okay.
And the zone change.
The pods, I
They're
guess I
the
should
exact
say.
same, yeah.
Yeah, Dave, also on this one, we need the Mylar and the deeds. for
Yes,
this.
and that was another thing, because of the ownership change happening. But this one was subject to,
That's right, this one will be subject to the road dedication. So as part of your motion, you'll need to make the approval subject to the road dedication being approved by city council.
Okay.
So they won't be able to actually record this until the road dedication gets approved.
All right.
So I would move to approve the minor lot subdivision, subject to the approval by the council of the road dedication related to it.
All right.
And
We
a
have a motion
second.
for an approval and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Very good.
thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
All right. Item number 6. Do we have somebody to speak to the item 6 and 7?
Tom Jett's out of town today. It's my understanding that he would like to continue the public hearing until the next meeting,
Okay.
next week. Randall, do you see any problems continuing the public hearing?
I don't have a problem as long as you ask if anybody present wishes to comment on it. Because that's the whole point of it, right? If they're here, they would now know what's being moved, but at least give anybody who's here a chance.
We can
Agreed.
Open the public hearing.
Yeah, just open the public hearing because that's what we published.
Okay. All right, so items number 6 and 7, those are public hearings for an ordinance revision. 6 is for a caretaker dwelling, and 7 is for location control of parking facilities in the R1, R21, and R22 zones. So at this time, I'm gonna open a public hearing for those two ordinance revisions.
Well, they are very separate, different things, aren't they?
Yes.
So we
Yeah.
probably should.
Separate them out.
Should we separate?
Take the 2 seconds it might take.
Okay, all right, so we're gonna open a public hearing for the ordinance revision for the caretaker dwelling. Would you like to speak to this item? Okay, all right, seeing none, we will close the public hearing. We will now open the public hearing for the ordinance revision for location control of parking facilities in the zones as outlined. Would you like to speak to that one?
So are we gonna talk about either of these, or are we just
All right.
doing the public hearing portion and then we'll actually have?
We'll have the public hearing again next meeting.
We'll discuss it next week when Mr. Jett is here.
So do we need a motion to table this for a week?
So are we tabling them then? Is that the plan? Or are we still talking about them?
It's up to you.
Well, we need somebody to discuss.
Who would talk to us about them?
See,
I can tell you what he wants.
I mean, I know what they are too, but
I'm not gonna sell it the way he wants to, I'm sure.
Well, I would, if Mr. Jett wants to speak to this item next week, then I say just let him speak to it next
that's
week.
fine.
Yes. to
Well, then I would make a motion that we table items 6 and 7
Till next week?
till next week.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Okay. And that completes our agenda for today. Thank you, everyone.